Hey everyone, welcome back to Motorcycology. My name's Jonathan. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and thanks so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. So in today's video, I think I'll be doing a top dead center for the engine, and I'm also going to be removing the Harmonic Balancer and Timing Chain cover, and I'm also going to be removing the steering pump as well. So that's what I've got on the agenda. Let's get into it and let's see how it goes. So looking down here, we've got the timing chain cover, which is right here. That should be pretty simple to get off, but in order to do that, you've got to take this off, which is the double pulleys, which is on the crankshaft, and then behind it is this thing that is called the Harmonic Balancer, and it helps with timing. This is so junked up right now that I'm going to have to clean that so that I can use that to help set top dead center. And it's going to be top dead center on the #1 piston. So this has a mark on it. So the dampener has a mark on it, and this has a mark on it, 0. And I'll need to turn the crank in order to get it that way. So let's hope that works out okay. I'm also going to be taking off the steering pump as well, replacing with a brand new one. And I'm going to be pulling this off and cleaning that up as well. As with this one, I'll be cleaning that up as well. So we got a lot of work to do. Let's dive into it and get that done. First, I'm going to be opening up the distributor and doing that. So underneath this thing is the distributor cap, and this apparently is on there to help guard or reduce the electronic interference between what's going on in the distributor and the radio sound system, apparently. So this should easily come off, and then we should be able to get the distributor cap off. Take this one off on this side. Oh no, it's a different size than the other one. Nice to know. Be right back. Just going to store it in here for now. This air cleaner cap is going to come off as well for a little bit of room here. There we go. This guy should just lift right out of here. Wow. Here we go. All right, so for this one, there are 4 little screws which are down here, and they just kind of pop out. So you twist them and they're spring loaded and they pop. So let's lift these things up. So you can see how that one lifted up. And there should be 4 of them. There's one over here. Go around the other side. I'll grab this one in here. Here's the distributor cap. I'm not going to take it off completely. I just want to see where the rotor is, and I want to see what wire goes to the #1 spark plug, and make sure that when I turn the engine that the rotor is going to be pointing at the wire that goes to the #1 spark plug. That way I'll know when the rotor is hitting the #1 wire that that's going to be the compression stroke, because it's firing at compression, right? So we'll do that. Underneath, I'm not going to actually do any crazy stuff with this right now, but there's the rotor under there. It's a little bit worn out. I'm definitely going to replace all those components as well. So once again, as you're looking directly down the car like this, the number 1 cylinder is over here on the right hand side. The actual wire for this is way down here. So right in there is the number 1 wire. I'm going to trace that back to see where it arrives at the distributor. I'm going to clean off the timing marker here before I start doing any work, because I want to at least rotate the engine to one or the other of top dead center, either for compression or exhaust. So I'm going to clean that off so I can see it, and hopefully that'll put us in a better opportunity than before. So a little bit of a spray down here to hopefully get that off. Let that sit for a minute. It's pretty gummed up. Already looks way better. So we've got a close-up of the Harmonic Balancer, or vibration damper. So over here you can actually see the 0 mark on there if you look closely, and there is the line on the damper that I'm going to move to the 0 on this thing and see if I'm at top dead center. So let me get set up for that and let's do it. Okay, so the bolt size for that is 5/8, and this is your crankshaft bolt down here. And then now that's in, I should be able to turn this engine. Yeah, pretty easy. So you can see how easy that is to turn, like super easy. So let me keep rotating it here. So to do this properly, you go clockwise. Oh, it's harder that way. Back to the breaker bar. Okay, let's give it a shot. So clockwise. There we go. Too easy. And just turn like that. And you can see that line coming up to the 0. And get around to the other side and double check. It's almost at the 0, just a little bit past. So I'm going to torque it back just a tiny bit. So here we are. This is the Harmonic Balancer. This is your timing gauge, and there is your line in there. I don't know if you can see that. And you want to have that lined up with 0. So I just have to tweak it slightly that way, and then we're at top dead center. The thing is, I don't know if I'm on the exhaust or on the compression, and I'll check that in a minute. Yeah, it's a little bit of a playing around to figure out if you're on the exhaust or on the compression, but it's really important to get it at top dead center before you start removing the timing belt. And you know what? I'm probably going to replace the timing chain and sprockets as well. So that's another reason why I want to have it at top dead center. So let's get that at top dead center and make sure it's on the compression stroke, and then we'll take it from there. I use this book a lot for a general reference, and I've got other Haynes manuals for the other vehicles that I have, but I find this one really useful. So it tells you the procedure on what I'm doing, and that's what I'm following as my guidance here. So I'm referring to this chapter up here, which is chapter 2, timing cover, chain, sprocket removal, and installation process. So it's all there. It's just not as clear as you'd hope it to be. So that's what I'm using. I find these reference books, these old reference books, excellent guidance, and that's why I keep them around. I've verified that the piston in the number 1 is definitely at the top at this stage. So if I look in the distributor, this is the number 1 wire here, so the rotor should be pointing there. So let's check that out. You can see this is the tip of the rotor that flies around and makes contact. It's pointing to the firing position, which means that I'm at top dead center for compression, which is perfect. That's where I want to be. I'll show you underneath the engine because you can actually see where the piston is up because I've removed the oil pan as part of another project. So check that out. Here we go. Welcome to underneath this Corvette. It's like it's having some super major maintenance done. But anyway, so we're looking down the car here from the front. And this is the crankshaft here, and up here, if we can get in there, is piston number 1. Let's see if I can get a good view of that thing here somehow. There we go. Way up there is piston number 1. And you can see that that is at top dead center compared to the other ones, which are a little bit lower down, for example. There's that piston there. Anyway, here we are again. Top dead center, way up there. And we're good to go. So while I'm down here, there's a Harmonic Balancer. And here is where the oil pan also needs to go in here as well. There's the balancer right there. Got to get that off, and I'll be taking this pan cover off as well. The next job before I take this out is to remove the center bolt. So that bolt is attached to the crankshaft, and there's also 3 other bolts, and I'll be taking those out as well, and they'll be useful to put the pulley remover in there. So let's hope that fits. It should. And then we'll take it from there. So let's try and get that middle bolt out there. I've already lubed them up with some penetrating oil earlier. So with a bit of luck, hopefully it'll come out. So let's try and get that free. I didn't have any luck with the breaker bar, so I'm going to be using this ratchet here. Hopefully it'll have enough torque to get it off, and that will make the job much easier. So far, not so good. Perfect. So there we go, that's out. So there is the crankshaft bolt that attaches to the Harmonic Balancer and pulleys. So that's out. Let's move on to getting this stuff here off. This is a 9/16. Try that, hopefully those will fly off too. Any luck? Perfect. Those came out really well. All right, let's see if we can get this thing off. Should be pretty easy. That's an understatement. That was pretty easy and fast. Oh, nice. There we go. Take this off, save that for later, for a replacement one. There is the multiple pulley set. I'll clean that up. Ew. I'll clean that up so it looks good and reuse it, or I may look at getting a new one depending on how much they are. anyway, that's off. I'm going to put that aside in my dirty parts box and get ready to figure out what I want to do with that. Okay, what you see down here is the Harmonic Balancer. Mine doesn't look like it's in bad shape, you know. I think I'll just clean it up and reuse it, but I need to get it off, so I'm going to pull it off, and that's pretty straightforward. The tool comes with some bolts that are the right thread to go into the Harmonic Balancer. So you want to make sure that those are the right threads, then you get it set up and remove it. So we're going to do that, and let's try that. Okay, let's set this up here if possible. Oh. So this guy is kind of like a weird shape. You just make sure that you match it all up. So that would go in the middle. There we go. Come on. There we go. That in the middle. Put this guy in. It's the last one. So hopefully you see how it works. Pretty neat device. And you just hand tighten them until you feel it kind of bottom out a little bit. There we go. And this one here kind of bottoms out. And that is your general tool setup. Next, this guy here goes in the center of that puller, and you just turn it and it will remove it. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to put some lubrication on here as well. Helps out. Okay, I'm just putting some grease on here. Could be under some tension, so this just helps it move in a little bit better, and then I'll wipe it clean afterwards. So I'm just using general automotive grease, wheel bearing grease. Should be good enough. Be right back. So let's stick this down in here, like so. That fits perfectly. And in a minute, it's going to start providing tension into this thing. Keep moving this in, and you'll see how this is going to work in a sec. So there it is, ready to go. It's just a matter of tightening it, and it should remove that harmonic balancer. Slowly getting there. You can see it coming out slowly. almost expecting it to drop when it comes out. Harmonic Balancer is out. There's the woodruff key there. This now will be too easy to get out. Great. This, I don't know if I'm going to get a new one or not. We'll see. Here's this once again. It is a blue color, so maybe I'll be painting that too, even if I get a new one or an old one. So it's in good shape. I just want to get it off because I got to do the timing cover. Well, maybe it's not in good shape. Probably not. We'll inspect it. I think I'm going to get a new one. All this rubber is awfully brittle. Anyway, there it is. That's how you can get one off. Don't forget this idea here. Let's try and get this timing chain cover off. Oh, too easy. Just using this ever so slowly. There we go. Now normally the new timing cover will come with new bolts, so I'm not really too worried about that. Keep going around this guy here. Nice. Got it. Put that over there. There's definitely some gunk down this other side. That one you can't even see. Dirty. That's it for the bolts on that. Now it's just a matter of prying it off. Don't know if I can pry this off with my fingers. Oh yeah, pretty easy. Here we go. First time off ever, as far as I know. Let's see what's underneath. Ooh, looks very good actually. I like it. I'm not going to have to replace that at all. I'll give you a close-up. I am pleasantly surprised with that. It looks pretty good. Those gears look great. No wear. What I'm going to check is how much slack is on this chain here. That's important to me. If there's no slack or if it's a good fit, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Let's check it out. Ooh, that may be more slack than I want, to be honest with you guys. I'm okay with the sprocket, but that chain to me looks like it's stretched out a little bit, especially down there too. I think I'm going to get a new one. So I always do this. I put these in a bag. Whether or not I'm going to reuse them or not, I don't know. But I like to keep them all separate and labeled so I know where they are. Chances are I'll be reusing these. But either way, I keep them in a bag, I label them, and I date them so I know where they are and what they're used for, because you forget after a while. Hey everyone, that concludes the video on taking the harmonic balancer out, including the pulley as well and some of the techniques that you can use, and also getting that timing chain cover out and having a look at the sprockets and also the belt. Everything on that looks okay, it's just a little loose, so I'm not too sure about that. And with all the work to get around to getting those things off, I think I'm going to be replacing those. So look forward to that in an upcoming video. So this video was really about how to get that harmonic balancer out. And then, you know, I'll be replacing that timing belt cover and all the seals as well. So I've got lots more on the go coming up really, really soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one, which is coming very, very soon.